the first point. We thought we'd have to. Eric sees the pool. Who are we playing here today? Like they're wearing Lancaster tops.
They are a fish-based team.
Sean up the line, a fish-based team. Catch of the day, nice. Hans not able to pick up that low fast flick from Eccleston up the line. And the opposition start with a scuba across to the far side. It's like a tight match defence here, a high speculative hammer, and Sean didn't even jump, didn't even use his huge vertical to contest that one. He knew it was gone. But Sean bangs it to Ben Hans, who beautifully spaffs it up in the end zone. I mean, it was an absolute sitter. Bodge, how are you feeling about that? How are you feeling about that catch from Ben? Yeah, just pressure there from the crowd. We think Ben Hans dropping that catch and a turnover. Swing here from the number 99. They're being bottled up, and that's going long. Andy Turner is going to shut that down. He's not going to stand for any of that nonsense. He picks it up, he gives it open to Eric. Eric has a look, decides to hammer a little swing to Sean. Sean considers the rolly backhand up the line, forehand up the line, but instead gives it short to Renhard. Renhard looking for options, gets the only real short one there to Andy, who gives it back to Dan, who gives it to the floor. Not quite reading with Ben Hans there, going in the opposite direction. Fish pick up quickly, send it down the line, and continuing the quality standard that's been set so far this game, they bag it into the back wall. Ben Hans picks up on the front of the end zone, gives it across to Sean Eccleston unmarked. Sean looks and gives a nice long floaty disc to Eric, who jumps in and shows them how it's done. Bit of a jittery start, should we say, but got it in. How are you feeling about that point, Ben?
Oh, God. I'd take the ball on 3.
It was beautiful. We had the reaction from that hammer drop straight into Bodge's face. It was just that yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, you wouldn't believe.
You can stop watching that.
Pull from Eric goes up. We have Renhard, Dowell, Sean, Eric, and Andy Turner on the line. I think it looks like they're only running with one sub, at least at the moment. Oh, Callahan! Come on, man! Dan Renhard's sort of half-blind, outstretched arms there. He was watching his receiver, but that's worked out for him this time. Managed to get a hand to it, knocked it in towards the end zone, and I thought maybe he'd be able to go and pick it up for a Callahan, but not. So Eric picks up in the end of the end zone, gives it back to Andy Turner, who resets to Renhard. Turner. Renhard's going to convert that, surely. Yep, easy does it.
Yeah, Benny!
Oh, it's a lovely interception from Ben Hans. I don't know if I caught that. Oh, it's lovely. Hans with a great interception, giving it straight to Renhard. That's definitely receiver error. Quick one up the line, but he's not going to be able to get that. So you join us, it's 3-0. svib playing their first game here. It's been a slightly crummy start. I'm pretty sure the disc went out about 10 yards further up. Anyway, Turner to Eric. Turner back to Eric up the line. Fitton squares it to Renhard. Renhard looks up, gives it across to Ben Hans. Hans with the hammer to Eric, not in the end zone. Oh, Sam Dowell's feet just a bit too quick for Eric there, and went in a different direction from the way he thought he was going to go. And Renhard was not able to pick up either. So the turnover, and Fish managed to work it up the pitch and put it in for their first point, making it 3-1. 3-1 to svib. Brown should have scored probably twice in that one. Some seriously high standard ultimate going on today. So Andy Turner's taking this sub. Eric Fitton receives a good pull. Squares it to Ben Hans. Back to Eric for a few yards. Wants to give it back to Hans instead to Dowell. Dow looks up, he's got Renhard through the middle, but it's a bit tight, they're running a zone here. Instead resets to Eric, who gives it to Renhard. I don't know why I'm saying Renhard instead of Dan. Pritchard's on the other team. Dan back to Eric. Eric looks up and gives that line to Dow. Just contact was avoided there, and it was a clean D. But one of those that makes you clench briefly. Sam was a little bit fooled maybe by the cut of that guy. He managed to get up the line clear, but then didn't actually catch the disc. Anyway, Sam picks up, gives it back to Dan. Dan to Ben in the middle. Ben straight across to Eric to jump in, and beautiful goal with nice toe-breaking manoeuvre. On the sideline, we've got Nick, we've got Ben Lamb, we've got Dan Pritchard, Andy, KK, Bodge. Hi, Bodge. Eric pulls. Fish receive. Little pass, Brown running a 2-2-1 zone. And Eric just gets his fingers to that. He was not playing in that deep position. I don't think that was Sean's job, but nonetheless he steps across, manages to get a fingertip on that and stop it going anywhere. Sean with the high disc immediately looking for hands. A little bit. Hands tried to. He realised that the disc wasn't long enough, and he didn't have position, so he tried to box the guy out, but it was pretty much a straight stop, and the disc was still a bit too short. Anyway, fish pick up. Back into this zone, high, now it's Sean to clear up, doesn't need to as it happens, but he was there. And so far this point, Brown's zone has been forcing some fairly questionable overheads. Sean waving at the sideline as if that had anything to do with him absolutely biffing the last throw down the line. Eric gets it in the middle. Gives it to Dow, back to Ben. And a bit of a fumble from Ben Hands. There's been a lot of that this game, not from Ben specifically. And that's a goal.
That's alright, boys, that's good. Let's go.
Pained expression from Ben. Everyone happy, it's a fun tournament. And the Brown are still winning. What's the score? No, they're not still winning, it's 3-all. I take that back. I think the Brown have definitely been playing better, but they've just had a lot of fumbles and throwaways. Basically, unforced errors so far have been ruling the game. Hand straight up with a lovely disc to Dow. There we are. That's a nice bit of ultimate, and completed to make 4-3. Alright, Sam. How are you feeling about it? Your head's killing.
My legs?
Your legs? What have you done to your legs? You've been playing for 9 minutes and 53 seconds.
I'm knackered. I was chased to be fair for most of it.
Yeah. Fish, pick up, swing.
Yeah, that.
Renhard nearly gets to that little under, but not quite.
Sean, take the middle.
Still a good defence going on. They're closing out what they have and forcing them back into that easy space. Need to stop that going further, but it doesn't as it happens. Not sure why.
Watch this side, Sean. Sean, yeah, here.
Somehow just slipped that disc through to make it 4-all.
Let's go, Sammy.
Sean, Eric, Sam, Andy, and Ben Hands. That is definitely going to be a brick. Sure enough. Ham's going to pick up. Straight away, hammers it to Dow, who's looking in the wrong direction, and it's an immediate turnover. Big looping throw out the pitch. Will it come back in? Well, it definitely would have come back in, but for some reason the Fish player waited off the pitch for it. and saying it did not cross over that corner of the pitch, and therefore it went out about there. That's about correct. Ben picks it up, wants to get it up the line to Sam, which he does. Sam easily losing his man, and Ben managing to break the force for 5-4. 5-4 to svib. I hope the quality's right. I don't know. Anyway, pull. Oh,
Yes,
immediate. Sam there with the no movement
Hey,
foot
Sammy, do it
block.
again, yeah?
There, just standing still while the disc was thrown into his shins. And the key with a good point block, as always, is to walk away looking calm and ignore the pain, because then you look cool. And Sam, of course, he's a seasoned professional, he knows that, so just turned around straight away, got on with the offence, ignored the fact that someone had just thrown a disc into his shins. Sam on offence, Sean now. Sean with a dump to Ben, swings it across to Renhard, back to Ben. Dan looking to make some yards, but his man's fairly tight on him. But a little give and go back and forth puts Ben on the front of the end zone. Sorry, camera lagged there. Ben on the front of the end zone manages to pop it to Sam, and some connections for the Brown actually linking up now, which is what they were lacking earlier on. Happy with that D, Sam? Player interviews during the game are quite a skill, not one I've acquired. Eric pulls. It's a good pull. It's a good pull. Thought it was going to go, but it didn't. Little pop down Renhard, looking for the Callahan, not quite getting there. Instead, they managed to gain a few yards to their number 20. Renhard there, running the chase position. Eric, I thought, would get a hand to that, but didn't quite manage, and instead it's gone through, and they're not managing to pick up. So Fish were able to convert that fairly easily. The Brown had a. I don't know. I think Eric must have been a mid. I'm not sure who their deep was, whether it was Sean, but that high loopy disc and just escaping Eric's fingers. Sean receives the pull, gives it to Eric. Eric looks up. Sam's already gone, and he's so free. But unfortunately, the disc was too short, and it's ended up over here. They pick up at the front of the end zone. Give an open side throw straight away to that gentleman who's just biffed it out the back. So Sean picks up at the back. Gives it to Dowell under this time. He wants to give it back to Sean, but wild waving of the hands and not a brilliantly placed hammer means that was not completed, and Fish start again. They managed to keep it in there. Good feet on that catch, and but there is a pick called downfield, so it's probably going to go back to that throw. I assume it was affected since there's no one anywhere near number 5. No, it didn't affect it at all, but it's gone back anyway. Fish just using some easy throws so far, and then when they did go to the overhead, it was still a pretty easy throw. No one marking that option at the back of the end zone, and it's 6-all, 6-6. With about 5 minutes left to play. It's 21-minute game. Well, pull was caught earlier than I expected, with Eric picking up in the middle of the field. Sean putting it across to Ben. Ben now looking at options, gives his only easy one to Sam. Straight up the line to Eric. Sam's already back on, and Eric with that quick turn throw. Not in though, Sam's just outside the end zone and he's caught that and throws it away. So Fish start again. Brown on this zone defense, or yeah, no, it's not actually. It's a match. They were playing zone previously. Sam trying to get to that, but Fish managed to attack and get there. But the scuba is not really to anyone. and it's sliding out the back with Eric in pursuit. Eric picks up. Pickle. Sorry, I thought there was an injury sign, but maybe they were just tired. No, indeed, injury call, and the game's about to come back live. It looks downfield. Renhard's already shifted. There's not a huge amount of space for people to get out of the way of the sidelines here, which can interrupt some of those certain throws. A hammer there from Ben to Eric, with a nice grab there. And that's the level of play and throw that is easily within reach of all of these players on the field, but they've struggled to grab. Just had a lot of misconnections this game, I think. 7-6. Sean with a good pull. Big hammer straight away. That's often been their first option. It's rarely worked, but Fish giving the disc back to Brown straight away. Sorry, svib straight away. And Ben Hans picks up for svib at the front of the end zone. Gives it to Eric. Eric looks upfield, gives it straight back to Hans, who's managed to shake his match. Hands up the line to Turner. Andy here looking for some options, going to give it high to Sean and then try and go up the line. No, it wasn't quite the right timing because it was a slow disc, so he's reset to the stack instead. Overhead there, trying to find Ben Hans with a little knife, but finding the touchline instead. It's 7-6 to svib if you're just joining, and there's 2 minutes left of this game, so it's been quite a scrappy one, I think, from svib's point of view. They certainly shouldn't be as close as this. Renhard going to ground for that disc, but not making it. Brown on his own, now gone to a wall here, and trying to tempt Fish into something they'll regret. Renhard on the chase. Pretty good work so far. There's always a danger, and the scuba goes over, but it was not the right one. Sean calls for calm. There are 65 seconds left to play, and just trying to slow this down. Svib are 7-6 up, so they certainly would want a goal. There's another minute. That's plenty of indoor, but they definitely don't want to concede. But they also need to have options on with these cuts, which have been... There we are. So Eric picks up with an undercut. Looks back. He's going to give it back to the short one to Hans, but the Brown are in their own end zone. I think they're just a bit nervous. Their completions have not been there today. Sorry, svib, I should say. Completions have not been there today, and now the last point, they're especially nervous of that. And sure enough, there's a turnover with Hans, who didn't have many options right at the back of the end zone. Fish put it up. There's a lot of danger now. And with 10 seconds to go, will Fish be able to convert? Do they know there's 10 seconds to go? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And unfortunately, that doesn't matter because that disc was not in the air at the time of the buzzer, and so the game ends 7-6 to svib, making this match really quite close. Closer than I think it should have been. There were a lot of turnovers and things in that game, but it's svib's first match out, yeah. So I don't know how many of these will stream later. The next game actually which I've already scheduled is Brown Open are playing someone at like 11:30, but that's on the streaming pitch anyway. So might just leave that to York TV to start. But yeah, never in doubt, Ben Hans says, coming off. Right, catch you later.